Welcome to the Tim Booker channel, where wisdom is worth spreading. Wishing you a pleasant listening experience. In this episode, we're discussing a book called Designing Your Life. This book has a total of 170,000 words, and I'll spend approximately 25 minutes sharing its essence with you. How to use design thinking to create a happy and meaningful life is the central theme. Many of us have various aspirations, such as becoming doctors, lawyers, scientists, and more. However, after achieving these goals, we might find that daily life is completely different from what we imagined, monotonous, repetitive, and sometimes making us question our choices. This book argues that this issue arises from a planning mindset, which views life as a project where every detail can be meticulously planned from start to finish. It demands unwavering commitment once you've set a goal. However, this requirement doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Many people make decisions based on convenience or conforming to societal expectations, and as their perspectives, capabilities, and resources evolve, their desires change. Moreover, what if your initial choice was wrong? Persisting in the wrong direction only leads you further astray. Thus, the planning mindset can be a pitfall. So, what's the alternative? This book offers a new approach, using design thinking to design your life. Design thinking requires us to approach life's challenges with a dynamic perspective, just like product designers. It urges us to redefine problems, generate as many options as possible, and then choose one for rapid experimentation. Design thinking can help you craft a meaningful, joyful, and fulfilling life. The authors of this book, Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, both accomplished designers with extensive experience, present this approach based on their work at Stanford University's design program. They helped students design their post-graduation lives, and their course became one of Stanford's most popular electives. They later established a studio called Designing Your Life to assist individuals in designing their lives. This book compiles the essence of their course and the cases they encountered in teaching and consulting. There are many management books on career planning in the market, like Ken Robinson's Finding Your Element, which focuses on finding a suitable job that ignites your passion, or Cal Newport's So Good They Can't Ignore You, which emphasizes developing workplace skills to enhance competitiveness. This book we're discussing introduces a new mindset, design thinking. It helps us reevaluate our life perspectives, find jobs that genuinely suit us, and lead a meaningful and happy life. The Chinese edition of this book features an introduction by the renowned career planner Gu Dian. It has also received recommendations from the author of Drive, Daniel Pink. In summary, this is a highly practical career planning guide. Now, let's dive into the 4 key aspects of using design thinking in specific operational techniques. 1. How to use design thinking to reevaluate your life. 2. How to find your direction. 3. How to create more possibilities in life design. 4. How to become immune to failure. Let's start with the first aspect, reevaluating your life using design thinking. If you're dissatisfied with your current life and don't know where things went wrong, it's time to reassess. There are 2 steps to this process, identifying gravity problems and using a dashboard for evaluation. First, identify gravity problems, issues that simply can't be solved. For designers, unsolvable problems are not problems at all. For example, questions like, I've been unemployed for 5 years, and it's even harder to find a job now, what should I do? Or, I want to pursue a PhD and become a doctor, but it takes 10 years, what should I do? These questions fundamentally have no solutions. You can't change how employers perceive a person unemployed for 5 years, nor can you shorten medical school duration. These problems are as unchangeable as gravity. Facing gravity problems, excellent designers accept them. Acceptance is the starting point of all design, including designing your life. The starting point is not where you want to be or where you think you should be, it's where you are right now. Next, use a dashboard for evaluation. If you want to understand what's wrong with your life, you need to assess your current situation. The book provides a tool called the dashboard, which consists of 4 elements: work, play, health, and love. Like a car dashboard, you evaluate your life by measuring your satisfaction with these elements. For work, record your daily activities and identify which ones provide rewards and which don't. Whether you're a homemaker or a professional, evaluate if your work aligns with your values, makes you happy, and brings a sense of accomplishment. Regarding health, assess your physical condition through checkups and consider your emotional and mental well-being. For play, list your non-work activities and determine how many are for pure enjoyment rather than value creation. Many people become unhappy because they're too hard on themselves, engage in too few leisure activities, and lose enthusiasm for work. The last element is love, encompassing your feelings for partners, children, parents, and friends. List them and assess how much love you give and receive. After evaluating these 4 elements, you'll have an objective view of what's wrong in your life. Happiness in life comes from balancing these 4 elements, and if one is lacking, it can significantly affect your life satisfaction. Remember, perfect balance is not necessary. Knowing what matters most to you is key because there's no universal right or wrong in life choices, only your satisfaction with them. In summary, if you're dissatisfied with your current life, start by reassessing it. Identify gravity problems that can't be solved and accept them as part of life's journey. Then, use a dashboard to evaluate work, play, health, and love to see where changes are needed. Design thinking emphasizes a dynamic approach to address challenges at different life stages, treating problem discovery, definition, and resolution as the norm. In the previous section, we talked about reevaluating your life using design thinking. Now, let's move on to the second point, finding your direction. We understand that for a product to improve continuously, it requires constant iteration. But in which direction should you iterate? This is a fundamental question that product designers need to consider from the very beginning. It's about how you define the product and how users perceive it. Even a slight deviation can determine how far the product can go. Similarly, in life, finding your direction and continuously improving in the path you love and are passionate about is crucial. However, finding your direction involves answering a tricky question: what do you want? Why is this question considered tricky? Because it appears simple on the surface but is incredibly challenging to answer. Most people might say they want money, fame, status, or influence because they can improve their lives. We can collectively refer to these desires as potential energy, and your job is to accumulate potential energy through your work. Now, imagine potential energy as the fuel needed for a rocket to ascend into space. The more fuel you have, the higher and steadier the rocket can fly. However, a rocket's purpose isn't merely to keep ascending indefinitely, it's to deliver a satellite into space. It has direction and a mission. In life, we spend most of our time working. If you're working solely to improve your life, once you achieve satisfaction, you might feel lost. Following this line of thinking, you should reconsider your perspective on work. Besides improving your life, does the potential energy you accumulate through your work connect to a grander purpose? Do you have a direction for that potential energy? Know that every job can accumulate potential energy, but the meaning and goals of each job differ. Many people feel lost because they haven't thought about this question. So, how can you discover what you truly want? The author suggests a national goal as a form of potential energy. However, the real world is complex and ever-changing. You not only need to pursue what you love but also cater to market demands by doing something valuable. Market demands evolve continuously, and when you encounter difficulties, you don't need to stick to one path. Remember, life offers numerous possibilities. How can you design more possibilities? The author presents a method called the Odyssey Plan. The Odyssey is one of the great works of the ancient Greek master Homer, telling the story of Odysseus' adventurous journey home. In this metaphor, life is akin to an adventure. To keep this journey from losing its direction, the author suggests devising 3 versions of an Odyssey plan, each spanning 5 years. 1. In the first version, ask yourself, what can I do right now? This version could be an extension of your current life, like pursuing an idea that excites you and could further your existing career. 2. In the second version, consider, what would I do if I can't do what I'm doing now? This often happens in careers. For example, your current market might be disrupted by new technology, rendering your skills and experience obsolete. In such a scenario, what would you want to do? This version requires entirely different skills and might require a fresh start. 3. In the third version, think about, what would I do if I could do anything? Imagine you have financial freedom and abundant time, what would you do? While this is a hypothetical scenario, it can reveal what truly matters to you. Once you've designed these 3 versions, the next step is circular design. What does that mean? It involves trying out various activities to gain real experiences. For example, if you're considering opening a coffee shop, start by working in a coffee shop to understand how it operates, how it hires employees, manages inventory, and maintains equipment. This practice is called circular experience. Alternatively, you can interview coffee shop owners, both happy and frustrated ones, to understand their challenges and what kind of owner you would become. This approach is called circular interviews. Through circular experiences and circular interviews, you can validate whether your choices are suitable. Because circular design requires relatively little time and effort, it's an excellent method for adjusting your plans when things go awry. You can use this method to design a life version that truly suits you in the shortest time possible. In summary, given the uncertainty of the market and the diversity of our abilities, we need to design 3 life versions like a designer. 1. What can you do right now? This is an extension of your current life version. 2. What would you do if you can't do what you're doing now? This version requires different skills and might be a fresh start. 3. What would you do if you could do anything? This reveals what truly matters to you, even if it's hypothetical. After designing these versions, the next step is circular design, which involves trying out activities and gaining real experiences. This approach helps you discover the life version that best suits you. Finally, you need to experiment and adjust your plans through prototype experiences, prototype interviews, or real-life experiences. This way, you can ultimately choose a life design that truly suits you. As mentioned earlier, we discussed how to design more possibilities. Now, let's share a crucial point: how to become immune to failure. What product designers do every day is to identify problems, define them, and solve them. Excellent product designers possess a foundational skill that applies to the path of life as well. Facing setbacks is common, but we can train ourselves to react to them positively. It's akin to getting a vaccine against failure, building immunity to it, reducing the impact of negative emotions, and gaining strength from adversity. So, how can you achieve this? The author suggests 2 approaches. Firstly, when facing minor failures, don't see them as a negation of your abilities but as genuine feedback on your growth progress. If, for example, you create a product and receive negative user feedback, a skilled product designer doesn't take this criticism as a blow but as an opportunity to improve the product, especially negative feedback. It's through these negative comments that you find areas to enhance. Therefore, if you view minor failures as feedback, they become genuine responses to your current progress. If you don't treat them as significant setbacks, a series of small failures can help you iterate faster and achieve success sooner. As mentioned earlier, when you have an idea, engage in circular design and circular interviews, try real-world activities, and consult with industry professionals. The essence of this method is to experience failure quickly, receive real feedback promptly, and make authentic judgments about your choices as soon as possible. Small matters and unimportant things, even if they lead to failure, have a minor impact. Each small failure enhances our resilience. Consequently, when facing significant failures in the future, we can recover from setbacks faster than others and dive back into new life designs. Secondly, when facing significant failures, consider life as an infinite game. What is an infinite game? It's a game without a defined start and end time, with no clear winner. Instead, the goal is to involve more people in the game and keep it going indefinitely. In contrast, a finite game has a specific duration, such as an exam where you can score 100 points. Understanding this concept is vital when encountering significant setbacks because many people might feel like their lives are over, but that's not the case. Even when one game ends, there are many other things to do, another round begins, and this continues until the end of life. For us, life is an infinite game. Understanding this is crucial when facing significant failures because it grants true immunity to them. The author tells us that achieving immunity to failure doesn't mean we should ignore failure. We should also practice what is called failure reconstruction, which means using failure as raw material to create success and accumulate experience. How do you conduct this exercise? It consists of 3 steps. Firstly, record your experiences of failure, then categorize them. For example, determine if your failure resulted from a simple mistake or if it was due to your personal weaknesses. Does this failure hold opportunities for growth? If it's a simple mistake, acknowledge it and make corrections. If it resulted from personal weaknesses, the best solution might be to avoid similar situations rather than trying to correct them, since human nature is difficult to change. Lastly, analyze significant failures for growth opportunities by asking yourself these questions: do I have room for improvement in this matter? What can I learn from it? What is the root cause of this failure? What approach should I take next time? Record these lessons and apply them to your life. This is failure reconstruction. Failure reconstruction helps us accept failure and use it to accelerate our journey toward success. While failure might be uncomfortable, viewing it from a designer's perspective reduces its negative impact and helps us achieve success more quickly. In summary, here's how to become immune to failure. 1. Recognize that failure is inevitable and accept it. 2. Change your perspective on failure from 2 angles. For minor failures, see them as feedback on your progress rather than a negation of your abilities. For major failures, view life as an infinite game, understanding that there's always another round. 3. Practice failure reconstruction by using failure as a stepping stone to success and recording the lessons learned. Alright, that's it for this audio session. Let's summarize the key points covered. In this session, I provided a detailed explanation of the 4 essential elements and practical techniques for applying design thinking to design your life. Firstly, if you're dissatisfied with your current life, the first step is to reevaluate it. Identify the areas of gravity, use a dashboard to assess the balance of work, health, leisure, and love. Through this reassessment, you'll understand your current position, identify issues, and determine where changes are needed. We also discussed the characteristics of design thinking, emphasizing the need to approach problem identification, definition, and resolution as a continuous process in various stages of life. Secondly, we discussed how to find your direction using the Beautiful Moments Journal to discover what you truly desire. This involves documenting 2 states, energy fluctuations and flow experiences, and using these insights to adjust your focus. Thirdly, we explored how to design more possibilities by creating 3 different life versions, just like a designer. The first version involves what you can do now, extending your current life. The second version considers what you'd like to do if your current path isn't feasible, requiring different skills and experiences. The third version explores what you do when you have the freedom to choose anything. By prototyping and interviewing, you gain real experiences, allowing you to iterate and choose the life design that truly fits you. Lastly, we delved into how to build immunity to failure. Recognize that failure is inevitable and accept it. Change your perspective by seeing minor failures as feedback on your progress rather than a denial of your abilities. Additionally, consider life as an infinite game when facing significant setbacks. Train yourself to react positively to failure, building resilience from adversity. In summary, applying the mindset of a product designer to your life helps you understand your position, find your direction, create more possibilities, and become more resilient in the face of setbacks. Mastering this way of thinking can lead to a happy and meaningful life. That concludes the content of this audio session. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker Channel, audiobook channel. Like and share with your family and friends, as wisdom is worth spreading, opening the door to a brighter future. Thank you, and goodbye.